Hey, welcome back to the ZT Audio channel. Just kind of a short video today. I think it's going to be short anyway. I wanted to show off some Aftertouch use on a couple of keyboards, the Behringer DeepMind 12 and the Roland JDXA, in particular because both of these keyboards are very well suited for using this kind of feature. The Aftertouch sensitivity is very well calibrated, in my humble opinion, on these two instruments. And because I often see comments in some synthesizer videos that people make, and sometimes in forum posts and things like that, about how they don't really think Aftertouch is that important or it's not that useful a feature. And you do what's right for you, but you should at least be aware that this kind of capability is there and how useful it can be. So for those of you who are new to this kind of thing, or those of you who aren't new to it but maybe haven't explored it as much, I just wanted to go and do a couple of little demos of some things. On the DeepMind 12 here, I've programmed this kind of string pad sound. Kind of in the Logan Eminent kind of category somewhere in there. And string machines never had Aftertouch sensitivity, and string machines, frankly, never had velocity sensitivity. But I've just added in this pad a little bit of a Aftertouch sensitivity, so you'll notice when I press in on this harder, if you listen, the sound kind of gets a little warbly, kind of into that sort of Boards of Canada territory, if that's even the right way to describe it. So maybe on a single note, it'll be more obvious. I'll play one note, and then I'll press it a little bit harder. So kind of straight, and then it gets kind of warbly. And that effect comes in and out pretty well the way that I've got this programmed here. Now that's kind of subtle, and that may not be something that would be important to you. I find it really great to be able to play chords and then bring in a little bit of something. I just think it livens things up a little bit. Going down to the JDXA, and by the way, that added both vibrato and opened up the filter a little bit at the same time, which is kind of my favorite way to use this. Now, people will say things like, well, you can do that all with the mod wheel on an instrument, and you certainly can, but then you can't use both hands, and we'll get to where that's really an important thing in a second here. Down on the JDXA, I've just got this little kind of pad, not pad, but brass sound. And this is touch sensitive, so and I should say velocity sensitive, since we're talking about two types of touch sensitivity here today, so that if I play it softly, it's not very bright. If I play it faster with more velocity, or harder as you might say, it opens up quite a bit. So we've got some expressivity there already. But the note doesn't just have to sit there after you've played it, because with Aftertouch, and that kind of thing I think is very expressive. Now, maybe that works for you, maybe it doesn't. And again, the point is, I was playing with two hands there. I don't have a hand to go over and use any kind of, like the mod wheels, the pitch bend wheels, anything like that. So all of these things are useful with a synthesizer. Now, it still may not be a big deal to you. Now, but let me show off another feature here, another way of using this. Here I've got a pad sound that actually is useful as kind of a slow melodic lead. And that to me reminds me of a lot of the kind of slow lead sounds used in old 80s movies, where they were science fiction movies with a lot of synthesizer soundtracks. And some of them are a little cheesy, but it's like, I'm into that kind of thing. So if we were to play like, I don't know, Love Theme from the Warriors of Atlantis or some stupid thing like that, I don't even know if that's a real movie, it might, without Aftertouch, sound a little bit something like this. And that would be the scene where the hero's falling in love with the heroine and, you know, they're doing whatever. But so you listen to that and it's nice enough. I mean, that would work in a movie like that. But now listen to, if you really want this to be really emotional, because this is a love scene here, right? Watch what happens if I add a little bit of Aftertouch on the DeepMind 12, as well as using that Aftertouch on the JDXA to really make this part sing, okay? To really give it some expressivity. And then the camera pans away and, you know, fades to black and you get to sunrise or whatever and they go into the great battle. But so just a couple of thoughts there, that Aftertouch really is a feature that can be used in a very expressive way. If this is something new to you, maybe it's the first time you've seen this, you go, wow, that's an interesting thing. And if this is something that's old hat to you, this is all basic stuff, well, you know, sorry for wasting your time, but maybe it's something you might want to explore a little bit more fully. Just a couple of thoughts on expressive features of synthesizers today. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe and like if you want to see these kinds of videos continue, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.